How to be a successful real estate negotiator. Guys, by the end of this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the strategies that I use in my own personal business on how we are able to do many deals, but more importantly, I'm gonna be sharing all of those with you right now in this video. Hey guys, my name is Cody Hofhine, and there is nothing better that I love to talk about than negotiating in real estate. This is actually something that I have students come out for 3 days. They pay me $10,000 to come out to a training, and majority of that training is based on these same strategies, these same principles that I'm gonna be teaching you during this video. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 tips, so get ready for them because they're literally the ones that are gonna help you negotiate good deals. But be ready for the number 3, where I'm gonna talk about how you can differentiate yourself from all the competition, from all the noise out there. How do you separate yourself so you get those deals and they don't? All right, the first tip, guys, is building rapport. And I think so many times this is natural for us to hear. We hear people tell about this all the time. You've gotta build rapport, you've gotta build rapport, you gotta build rapport. And people do business with people they trust. I get that, but what is the process? How do you build rapport? It's very simple if you'll just really take it granular. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be a pro. You just need to care. You need to out-care your competition. You need to be able to be involved in people's life. Talk to them about things that they're not going to talk about. It's really easy to beat your competition in negotiating in general. They're always going to be worried about the deal. But if you can be worried about the individual, that right there is building rapport. One of the things I really like is finding things that are in common, things that you can work on. Maybe they drive the same car as you, or there's some kind of picture in the house. I always like to slow down the seller when they're like, hey, you show up to the door, they're like, hey, let's show you the home, let's get you in, let's get you out. We don't want to be rushed through this process. So slow them down, find things that are in common. In Utah, you'll always see pictures of like wedding pictures. You'll always see things on the walls that you can slow them down and say, that's a beautiful picture. Where was that taken? And slow them down. And they may tell you, oh, that's a picture of Moab. Oh my gosh, I didn't even recognize that. I love Moab. Moab's one of my favorite places. In fact, we do a guys trip, me and my brother and my dad, and we go down there once a year and we take the kids and we go down and we spend some time there. You start to now build on this things that you have in common. Now, that doesn't mean fake it. I have too many times where I hear people say, like, fake it till you make it. And if someone loves Moab and you hate Moab and you say, well, don't worry, just love Moab during that conversation. That's not the case. There's things in life that I don't like. For example, I don't like cats. I hope there's not any big cat lovers out there that are gonna be mad at me, but I don't. I just naturally don't like cats. And so when I go into homes and there's cats there, I don't fake it till I make it. I don't talk about cats and say, oh my gosh, I love cats too. I don't. I genuinely wish they were off the planet, to be honest. But what do? I don't act like a chameleon. I say, so tell me, Mr. Homeowner or Mrs. Homeowner, what is it about cats that you like? And learn from their perspective. And they're like, oh, they're so friendly. I love that they cuddle next to me. They they bring peace to me. And I'm like, man, that's really cool. I've never thought of cats that way. That's cool to hear your perspective that it brings you that peace and hope. That's a lucky cat to have someone like you, right? You don't have to like cats. You don't need to be a chameleon. You don't need to like what they like, but ask them, why is it that they like it? And you'll see that that's part of building rapport. Number 2 is listen for their motivation. This is something I call the 4 pillars of motivation. Now, there's other videos out there that you can access that I go really in depth about these 4 pillars, but ultimately the 4 pillars are number 1, timeline, like how quick they need to move. Number 2, condition, meaning the condition of the home. Remember, people are calling you because they're like, I don't have money to fix it up. Maybe it's a meth house. Maybe there's hoarders in it. Maybe there's a lot of crap going on that they don't want to fix up. Number 3 is price. That's going to be, some of the time they're going to tell you something that's like, oh man, that's a deal. Most times price is going to be a deceiver. I have to forewarn you, but every now and again, it is a sign of motivation. And the 4th one is driver. Why are they calling you? Why is it that they're responding to your marketing message? Are they going behind on taxes, behind on their mortgage? Are they going through divorce? Is it just strictly that they're stressed out? Do they have to move out of state to move to a new job and they have to be gone in 7 days? That's your job. You need to find out all these pillars. You need to find out where their motivation is, because you can't just go on every appointment. These 4 pillars are really what reveal the level of motivation and if you should book that appointment. All right, guys, number 3, this is that one I wanted you to be listening for. This is the one I really want you to pay attention to. Because the difference between what you're gonna be doing going forward and what your competition's doing, you're gonna learn right now. That's this word benefit and the word solution. What does that mean? What does that mean to you guys? You might look at that and I really want you to ask yourself, A lot of people think that's the same thing. Benefit and solution, they're the same word. They mean the same thing. It's the same definition. Let me tell you the difference. Benefit is what maybe you could be doing right now. It's definitely what your competition's doing, but you got to get to the word solution. So benefit, what does it look like? Everyone sounds like Charlie Brown's mom out there, right? That womp, 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 womp. We're all pitching the same thing. Your competition's saying the same thing. All they care about is a deal. We'll buy it as is. This is why you'll love us, because there's no closing costs. There's no realtor fees. You'll love us because we'll let you pick your closing date. We'll let you move on the day of your choice. Also above that, we're like the cash offer. You don't even have to worry about anything because we already have all the money, right? And they're just worried about them, the deal, and they're only worried about themselves. Benefit is about is about me, right? Where solution is about them. It's gonna require that you listen and not talk and quit saying what you're good at and why they should do business with you. People don't care to do business with you until they know you care about them. You can only show that when you start to listen. How do you differentiate yourself from your competition? Listen more than you speak. Ask great questions. Awesome. Is there anything that concerns you about this house? Well, that's the thing. There's like this mold going downstairs, and we don't have the time, the energy, or the money to repair it or fix it. And so we don't know what to do. Instead of the benefit, oh my gosh, this is why you're gonna love doing business with me. I buy homes as is. No one cares. No one cares. Care about them. So, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, it sounds like there's a lot of stress around that. If there was a way that we could put together some kind of offer where I'm able to maybe buy this as is that something that would help you? Oh my gosh, that would help us. That would be awesome, Cody. Okay, I'm at least gonna jot it down to see if there's something we can put together. And then when they're like, you know what, we're just worried about what day we move out. We don't do that. We don't have any money to pay for like real estate fees. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, this is great. You get to pick your date. You get to do this. Benefit, who cares? Be the solution. So if I'm able to close on this and not have any real estate fees or even cover your closing costs, is that something that would help you? Yeah, that would, Cody. Okay, let me at least jot that down. We'll see if we can put together something that makes sense. That's being the solution, not the benefit. Everyone pitches benefits. Don't be a benefit pitcher. Be the problem solver. Be the solution. And that way you'll walk out with the contract and your competition will walk away empty-handed. Hey, before we move on to tip number 4 and 5, can you hit that like button at this time to let other people know about this content? That's how the algorithm works. I know this is something small on your end, but really this is a huge thing for me. Also hit that subscribe button so that you can learn more about what this channel is all about and helping you become an awesome wholesaler. Number 4 is one that I call setting the anchor. Now, I wish I could say this was me that made this up. I wish I was that awesome, but this comes from a book called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Great book. I would check it out. I'd get on Audible or read, whatever it is. Great book to read. Awesome negotiation skills in there. He talks about setting the anchor. What does that mean? When they're putting out a price and they're like, oh, we need to get $200,000 for our home. And let's say your offer ultimately can be around 170. Making this number up, this is all hypothetical. What I would do is I would set an anchor that's well below the 170. So I'd say, okay, I can't do the 200,000, but what if I could do about 120? Now, notice how you can do that delivering without being offensive, without soliciting like for them to say, get out of my house. You're just saying, what if? But what an anchor truly is supposed to do is it's supposed to solicit a no, and it's supposed to be unrealistic. Saying 120, that's unrealistic. Is it gonna solicit a no? Absolutely it is. So they're gonna be like, no, I can't do that. Guys, don't be afraid of no. No is the beginning of all negotiations. So what do you do at that point? You sit there and say, listen, that would be my warm and fuzzy number. That would be the number that I know I could perform on. But tell me this, how close can you get to that number? Why do we do that? Because instead of me just start throwing out prices, okay, will you take 130? Will you take 140? Will you take 150? I let them negotiate against themselves and not me keep negotiating them like down to a certain price. So I anchored low, it solicited a no, it's unrealistic, and I say, how close can you get to that number? Well, we could come down to 175 or 170 or 160. You'll see that they're gonna back down. Now, had you said 170, you probably would have split the difference and ended up at 185. But because you put this anchor so far down there, they're actually getting closer to the number that you actually need to make this deal work and to put the home under contract. Number 5, that is get their number first. We've always heard this. He or she that says their number first loses. You do not want to say the first price. You want them to say it. So you're gonna have to ask great questions. So ultimately, what do you want for your home? They might be tight-lipped. They might be the ones that are like, no, you tell me. You wanna buy it, you tell me what you wanna offer. I don't know. I mean, what's the best way it's gonna help you? Maybe you ask how much money you need to walk away with. Awesome. What's owed on the home? What do you need to move on to plan B? Find ways for them to say their price first. Always get their price first. Never be the first. He or she that says the price first loses. Now, the second thing behind that is do not commit. Do not commit until you get a commitment from them. What do I mean by that? Meaning you cannot move forward when you come to a price. Let's say you come to the price in that scenario. Let's say they get down to 160. Woo, it's a deal. It's 10,000 that I really wanted to pay. Like it's already 10,000 less or under that. Instead of being like, oh man, I'm ready to go, let's do it. Hey, yep, I'll pay 160, let's go. If you do that, more times than none, they're gonna say, well, okay, that's great. We need some time to think about it. Or we need to run this by our attorney. Or I need to talk to my husband about this in depth and we'll get back to you. If it goes to that point, guess what happens? They got a number from you. Now they're gonna shop you 9 times out of 10 against your competition, say, well, we've already got an offer at 165. And they're gonna come in with the easiest job ever and say, well, what if I gave you 166 and get the deal for $1,000 more? So instead of doing that, we do what we call get the commitment before the commitment. And that is, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, if I'm able to do the 160, you're saying if, you haven't committed, if I'm able to do the 160, is that something we can put an agreement together today? Notice I use the word agreement, not contract. Contract suggests my attorney needs to look at it. Oh, I'm signing something binding. What am I signing? I need time to review it and think about it. It's an agreement. We came up with an agreement. We're putting it together on paper today. If I was able to give you that 160, is that something we can put an agreement together today? And only when they say yes, do you move forward, pull out the contract, and actually write it up and move on and walk out with the deal. Guys, every other week I have a training that I put on with other acquisition managers nationwide where they sit in on our training meeting, our acquisition manager training meeting, and they get to listen to our deal flow, how we're getting our deals, what negotiation strategies we're using, and ultimately how we're able to walk out the contract. And down below in the description box, I've included a link that allows you to have free access to 3 of our best recordings where individuals were involved in that training, and you get to learn firsthand from me and our acquisition managers so you can get out there and start closing more deals.